entirely responsible for all show content and do not in any way reflect the opinions of KYOK Radio, its sponsors, staff, or management.
You walk out on that field today. Ask yourself this question. What time is it? Game time! What time is it? Game time! What time is it? Game time! What time is it? Let's go! We ready! We ready! We ready! We ready! I'm going to the house! I'm going to the house! When I step on the field, I send one message. This is what it feels like. This is what it feels like. Football is getting hit. That's it. It's gonna be football now. What time is it? Game time. What time is it? Game time. What time is it? Game time. What time is it? Let's hunt now. Let's hunt now. Let's go. Let's hunt. We ready? I'm going to the house. I'm going to the house. We're talking about the Jets like we're talking about the Saints. You know, all this trying to read the Miami Heat of football. Yeah. The bottom line is you got to buckle up with chin straps. It's embarrassing. Yeah. Don't disrespect the game like that. There's too much crying from him. He's a man. He can be a hit just like us. He's a man. You already make the big money. He's a man. I'm glad when you step on the field, man. That's more I did. When I step on the field, I send one message. And this is what it feels like. Oh, my bad. You had no work in my world. What time is it? Game time. What time is it? Game time. What time is it? Game time. What time is it? Let's go. Let's go.
By God, let's go.
We ready? I'm going to the house. I'm going to the house. It's a wrap. Game over.
No, this game is by far not over. I mean it. It's just getting started right here on the lunch break on the legendary KYOK, all new 92.3 FM, streaming live, kyokradio.org, at Lunch Break KYOK, on Facebook, on YouTube, on Twitter, and on Twitch. Again, at Lunch Break KYOK. If you're following us on Facebook, on Twitch, and on Twitter. And then if you go over to YouTube, which I love, you got to go to The Lunch Break with A.J. Jones. And man, I tell you what, oh my goodness. It's Oh My Goodness Monday on the show, but what an oh my goodness weekend with everything that happened in the world of sports, including the Houston Astros heading to their third World Series in the last 5 years. Come on, Stros, let's get it in. They won one, they lost one. I'm hoping they will win another one again for the skipper. I'm talking about for Dusty Baker. I want them to get one for Dusty. So do it for Dusty. That's my new hashtag. Do it for don't take my stuff now. Don't back in the day, we used to call that biting. Don't bite my rhymes. Do it for Dusty. Don't bite my stuff. I should have waited. Can't trust nobody. Willie Gibson out there writing that down right now. Todd Malcolm probably printing it on a t-shirt in his basement somewhere as we speak. Longhorn Keith. I know Longhorn Keith gonna stay. And then that old chump, the greatest, float like a butterfly, sting like a bee. You better not take my stuff or you have to deal with me. It's freestyle. I'm sorry, not Freestyle Friday. It's Oh My Goodness Monday. And oh my goodness, not only did the Astros win, but they blanked them. They blanked. Take that with you, in the words of Dirk Nowitzki. Valencia King. Sent them out of there 5-0 Friday night. I was downtown. Now, I was down there for another reason, but I was affected by the crowd because, baby, you couldn't find parking. You couldn't find a decent place to eat. Everything was packed out because folks were either at the game or somewhere around the game where they could eat, watch the game, and do what they had to do. So yeah, man, it was lit, as they say. It was lit. And where we were, you could hear them just cheering like crazy every time Yordan Alvarez, the MVP of the ALCS, did something. You could hear it where we were. So congratulations, Astros. Congratulations, Yordan Alvarez. Congratulations, Dusty Baker. And great job by the entire team, including the pitching staff. I've been as hard on that bullpen as anybody. But, baby, they got the job done. With no real ace in that group of starters. Just some dudes that's just out there like, yo, give me the ball. Give me the ball, coach, manager, Dusty. Give me the ball. I love it. I love it. Hey, T. Barnes, how you doing? T. Barnes, she know about it. Back when we were growing up, the Big Red Machine was like that. The Big Red Machine was like that. Y'all know nothing about that. Tony Perez, yeah. Joe Morgan, Dave Concepcion, the guy that nobody wants to talk about, Pete Rose, George Foster. They had some players back in the day. Don Gullett, they had some players. Johnny Bench, some players. And now the Astros got a shot. Now the Astros have a shot, and I want them to do it for Dusty. Do it. Hashtag do it for the. Don't steal my stuff. Listen, don't steal my stuff. Hashtag do it for Dusty. All right. I'll be right back. We'll do it right after this on the lunch break on the legendary KYOK.
If you have $2,000 or more in credit card debt, then listen up. We can reduce or eliminate your interest rates. Cut your monthly payment up to 50% and stop all late fees. Our company has been helping good people just like you get out of debt for over 30 years. Don't get stressed out. If you have $2,000 or more in credit card debt and medical bills, we can show you a way to reduce all of your bills to one lower monthly payment that you can afford. So again, if you have $2,000 or more in credit card debt and medical bills you can't afford, make this free call today and learn how you can finally get out of debt. Call now for your free consultation. 800-638-7112. 800-638-7112. 800-638-7112. That's 800-638-7112. Sponsored by Credit Card.
The legendary KYOK 1140 AM and 92.3 FM. The legend continues.
Hello, this is Claude Cummings Jr., Vice President of the Communication Workers of America District 6. Trey and I are inviting you to listen in to our new political talk show, Power to the People Political Hour.
Hello, this is Trey Daniels from the Daniels Group. Yes, Claude, the show will be hard-hitting and informative, talking about national and local political issues of the day, weekend, month. Interviews will be with pastors, community leaders, elected officials, and political operatives. You know, Claude, a part of our responsibility is informing the citizenry and give them power to the people.
That's right, Trey. We're asking that you listen in on 1140 AM, 92.3, or streaming on KYOKradio.org, Thursdays at 10 a.m. Got to give the people, give people what they want. Look at your neighbor singing.
All right, y'all. Back on the lunch break on the legendary KYOK. All new 92.3 FM. Streaming live, KYOKradio.org. It is our Oh My Goodness Monday on the show. T. Barnes said she met the Big Red Machine when she was in 5th grade. So, T. Barnes, remember when they used to give us tickets to the game if we got A's? The school would give us tickets to the game if we got A's, because I remember being able to pick tickets. And typically the Dodgers games were blocked out. But you could always get tickets to the Cincinnati Reds, Houston Astros game. Always. And you could sometimes get tickets to the Cincinnati Reds, Atlanta Braves game. That Dodgers game was blacked out. That you couldn't get those. T-Barn says she got tickets as a crossing guard too. I never got to be a crossing guard. I wasn't bad, but I wasn't, I was like in between good and bad. I was somewhere around in there. Like one day I was like, all right, I ain't had no issues. The next day they was calling my mama. So I never got to be hall monitor, crossing guard. I never got to say the Pledge of Allegiance over the loudspeaker. I never got to do any of that. You were. She says I was good. I was good two shoes. You sure were. Yes, you were. Yes, you were. And I that's why I didn't mess with you. You were a good girl. I didn't want to bother with you. Me, on the other hand, I was trying to push the limits. Look, I'm gonna use this phrase just because I know it'll trigger some people. I was trying to expand my critical thinking. People get triggered just because you use the word critical and think. You don't even have to say the next couple of words. Think critical, and they get nervous. Oh, it's just a rewriting history. You're trying to make me feel bad. No, I'm just trying to not think like a robot. So anyway, T-Barnes, now, let's save that for another day. Yes, ma'am. All right, see what my point. I'm still the same. 1 minute I'm good. I ain't trying to bother nobody. Next minute, if I know something triggers you, I'm leaning on that button. AJ, you were not a bad kid. I wasn't a bad kid. I was just real inquisitive. I've learned how to flip some of those things that they try to say about me into positives. I wasn't mischievous. I was inquisitive. I love to explore, and I like to have a good time. I was by far not the class clown, so yeah, we don't use that term either. I've told my kids that's not a good thing. Class clown, you ain't no clown. You're a king. Mm-hmm. Yep. And don't be trying to knock off the king so you can be the king. You are a king. And my boys get it. My kings get it. I love my children's self-esteem, man. And it's not just what I instilled in them, but they have a lot of them. A lot of the stuff that they study, they found it for themselves. So, yeah. She said, "Oh no, we could not act out back then. No, not in Forest Park, not at Forest Park schools. You couldn't." All right. So anyway, let me again say congratulations to the Astros. They will host Atlanta, who beat the Dodgers 4-2 Saturday and won the series 4-2. The Astros will host Atlanta tomorrow, 7:00 for Game 1 of the World Series. Framber Valdez versus Charlie Morton, formerly of the Astros. Framber. Somebody said it's Framber. Yeah, sure. Put an accent here or there. You'll be all right. That'll be tomorrow night, 7:00, right here in Houston. All right. So that was an oh my goodness. 2 oh my goodnesses. Do we need to talk about the Texans? Can we just not talk about the Texans? Or can we save it for tomorrow? Can we save it for tomorrow? Like there were so many other oh my goodnesses. There were so many other oh my goodnesses that I don't want to waste it on the Texans. The Texans got beat 31-5. They were a 20-point underdog, and Arizona beat them beyond the difference. Beat them beyond the difference. They were winning 5-0, and if anybody thought that was about to go the way they thought it was, that's crazy because Arizona ended up scoring 31 unanswered points. The Texans did not score in the second half, nor did they look like they were going to score in the second half. So that's it. That's all I can say about that. The Texans will probably get beat down again this week when they host the LA Rams Sunday at noon. So that's all I got on that. Oh my goodness. What did Cincinnati do to Baltimore? That's what I want to talk about. What did the Cincinnati Bengals do to the Baltimore Ravens? And as I look at last week's power rankings, I had Baltimore number 5. I had Cincinnati number 11. And And I think I'm going to have to switch those two. Because Cincinnati beat Baltimore down like for real. Like it wasn't a close last-second Hail Mary. It wasn't a fumble on the goal line and Cincinnati punched it in on the next play. It was a beatdown, 41-17. Oh, yeah, by the way, Baltimore was a touchdown favorite in that game. And Cincinnati beat them in every phase of the game. I have got to give nothing but love and respect to Joe Burrow. Joe Burrow, 23 for 38, 416 yards passing, 3 touchdowns, and he only turned it over 1 time. And it's not like the running game was just exceptionally on point. It was about average. 24 carries, 111 yards, 2 touchdowns, maybe a little bit better than average. All of their running backs averaged almost 5 yards a carry. So there's that. Again, Lamar Jackson, tough day with that Cincinnati defense. 15 for 31, 257, a touchdown, no interceptions. But here's where I am not about to start this whole, has the league caught up to Lamar Jackson? Is this? Lamar that. Lamar is having to lead the team in passing and try to lead them in rushing. The running game in Baltimore without Lamar Jackson, Devontae Freeman, 4 carries, 14 yards. Tyson Williams, 2 carries, 10 yards. Le'Veon Bell, 5 carries, 5 yards. The running game without Lamar Jackson had a grand total of 29 yards on 11 carries. With Lamar Jackson, they finished 24 carries for 115 yards because Lamar had to run it 12 times for 88 yards. That is unsustainable. And it's not that he doesn't know how to slide. It's not that he's a running back playing quarterback. Stop with that nonsense. If you believe that, then pooey. Yeah, that's a professional term in sports. Pooey. Baltimore's had to throw a running game together after several major injuries to start the season, and it's costing them. Cincinnati stepped up and got it done yesterday on all sides of the ball. Offense, defense, special teams, coaching. I gotta give Zach Taylor credit. Coaching. He coached his tail off yesterday. He looked like he stood next to Sean McVay in a restaurant drinking coffee. T. Barnes, I think Cincinnati captured the AFC North way too soon, T. But they got a nice stake in it. They got a nice stake in it. If they are tied with Baltimore record-wise, and they've got this win over Baltimore, they got to play Baltimore again. But right now they've got a game and a half advantage on Baltimore because of that victory. Now, if Baltimore beats them the next time they play, then it just comes down to who has the better record. But right now, they have the tiebreaker. Right now, they have the tiebreaker over Baltimore. But right now, they're in first place. But everybody is within reach. Everybody is within reach. Standings, AFC North, Bengals 5-2, Baltimore 5-2, Browns 4-3, Pittsburgh 3-3. Yeah, way too soon to call the division for the Bengals. But man, when's the last time Cincinnati has been in first place in the division? It was under Marvin Lewis. You know, the coach everybody loves to hate. Like he was just trash. 5 straight playoff appearances with, rejects from every other NFL team. And don't talk to me about people's criminal records. I don't do that on this show. Don't do that on this show. All right, we'll be right back after this. Got to take another break. It's Oh My Goodness Monday. Let me talk about some more Oh My Goodness moments in football. We'll be right back. If you want in, 281-453-1000. That's 281-453-1000. Or you can definitely text me, 832-403-5005. Email aj@kyoksports.com.
Okay, we are running a car drive right now to help veterans all across America. So if you have an old car, truck, or van, even a motorcycle or an RV sitting around, you can right now give it away and help the vets. They really need your help. And your car will help support the vets and their families. And guess what? You even get a tax donation. Plus, we'll even come and pick up your car for free. And all you've got to do is pick up your phone right now and make a free call. Now is the perfect time to do something good for the vets. Give back to the vets right now for all they've done for this country. And your old car can really help them. So call the Veterans Car Donation Program right now for free pickup of your vehicle. Help the vets and help your taxes at the same time. Call right now.
800-253-1892. 800-253-1892. 800-253-1892. That's 800-253-1892.
The legendary KYOK 1140 AM. The legendary KYOK 92.3 FM. Two radio stations in one.
Tune in to Table Talk with your boy, TD Blackshear, every Tuesday from 10 to 11 a.m. on the legendary KYOK 1140 a.m. and 92.3 FM. See you there.
In need of tires? Check out OMG Tire Services and more. New and used tires, all the name brands you desire. Located at 3126 Tidwell, between 59 North and Jensen. Give them a call at 832-767-3211. Top-notch service from beginning to end. When you're done, get your car hand-washed inside and out at OMG Tire Services and more. Located at 3126 Tidwell, between 59 North and Jensen. Call 832-767-3211. That's 832-767-3211. Conveniently located on the north side.
Hi, I'm Larry Scott, host of the Not So Christian and Me show. Join me Saturdays for great fun, interviews, music, and the latest news surrounding our world today. We are the show that cares to hear your voice and opinion with real conversation in a no judgment zone. So join me Saturdays from 1 to 2 p.m. on the Not So Christian and Me show, right here on the legendary KYOK Radio, 1140 AM, and the all-new 92.3 FM at kyokradio.org.
Remember in the beginning, when you first started to build a life for you and your family, you never imagined it would come to this. Instead of living your dreams, you're living with debt. In fact, it's smothering you. Now there's a way you can take back control with one simple call. If you owe $10,000 or more in credit card debt, you qualify to receive a free, no-obligation consultation on how to get rid of that debt for good. Call the Debt Helpline now. We work on your behalf to reduce your debt. We specialize in credit cards, retail store cards, and medical bills. One simple call is all it takes to get the ball rolling to a debt-free life. Stop living with debt and start living your dreams. Call the Debt Helpline now.
800-958-2156. 800-958-2156. 800-958-2156. That's 800-958-2156.
Brian Courtney Wilson, and you're listening to The Lunch Break.
Thank you, B. Appreciate it. Brian Courtney Wilson, Mr. God's doing a great work and still, and I mean, he just has hit after hit after hit, and I appreciate him dropping his stuff here on The Lunch Break on the legendary KYOK. All right, it is Oh My Goodness Monday, and man, what some great games yesterday, some great games Saturday, college-wise. Friday night, Astros got into the World Series. Saturday, Atlanta got in. Had some basketball over the weekend. Man, what is wrong with y'all and LeBron James? So LeBron James tells a young guy to be humble, and everybody pulls out every moment that LeBron James wasn't humble. It's like, come on, man. Seriously, just if you don't like LeBron, don't like LeBron. But it's not even funny anymore to just go out of your way to dig and find something that makes LeBron look bad. LeBron's legacy is written no matter what anybody says from here on out. If LeBron James doesn't play another game, doesn't win another game, he will go down in history as one of the best to ever play the game. Whether you want to say he's not as good as Jordan or not as good as Kobe or not as good as somebody else, LeBron James is still one of the best to play the game. Oh, my goodness. And, oh, yeah, by the way, Cam definitely needed to be humble because watch this. Like Michael Jordan said, it's easy to talk smack when you win it. You up by a lot. It's easy to talk smack. Mike had a big old cigar in his mouth and a baseball bat, and he was sitting by his locker. And Michael said, but can you talk smack when you down by a few? That's when the character of the smack talker is revealed. So yeah, again, Cam is going to be a great young player in Phoenix, but talking smack to LeBron James while you're up by 20, 25, whatever the case may be, And then the whole, Michael would have checked in and immediately locked Cam down. You don't know what Michael would have done. Come on. That's like the people that get in a fight on the playground. They always say their big brother's going to come and beat the other person up. Very rarely does the big brother ever come. Very rarely is there even a big brother. We don't know what Jordan would have done. Jordan might have got him next game because Jordan was real good at remembering people that talk smack. I mean, just look at his Hall of Fame induction speech. Jordan went all the way back to like third grade. Yeah, to the third grade kid that slapped the ball out my hand and said I wasn't good enough to play. Your mama. Jordan went back on everybody. But the whole, he would immediately checked in. And you don't know that. You don't know that. Stop. Leave LeBron alone. LeBron's going to be fine. He's going in the Hall of Fame, whether you like it or not, whether you're there or not, whether you vote for him or not. He's going in. Dusty Baker's going into the Baseball Hall of Fame. I want him to go in with a chip. He's going in as a manager. He should. Every team that he's managed has gone to either the playoffs or the World Series. It's a pretty good record. And he's got me going, do it for Dusty. So I gotta reach out to my T-shirt person and see if she can't throw that hashtag do it for Dusty together for me. All right, so anyway, let me say this real quick. Oh my goodness, Monday, about a couple of teams. Keith Hennig, you're gonna like this. Tampa Bay and Green Bay are two teams that have turned the corner, man. They are no longer playing with anybody. They are not playing with anybody. I know Tampa Bay just beat up on, who they beat up on, but they're not playing. They're winning games that they're supposed to win, and they're not losing. How many has Tampa Bay lost? How many? 1. How many has Green Bay lost? 1. And they just wrecking folks in this thing. Green Bay beat up on what was supposedly a real good defense in the Washington football team. They blanked them 24-10. I told y'all Aaron Rodgers was going to be a petty problem all throughout this season, and he's starting to kick it in. Aaron Rodgers, 27 for 35, 274, 3 touchdowns, and 0 interceptions. None. Keith said it's still early. Yeah, listen. It's still early, but take note. Tampa Bay and Green Bay, yeah, they hitting the gas. They're pulling off from the pack. They're starting to pull off from the pack. Oh, AJ, there's a bunch of teams with only 1 loss. Yeah, but there's some that are doing it in a way where they're not going to have many problems down the stretch. Green Bay, y'all all said, they don't have any weapons. Well, guess what? They've got a weapon. His name is Aaron Rodgers, and he's putting the ball on people. He's putting the ball on people where they can catch it and do something with it. And their defense is starting to play a lot better than they have in the past. Tampa Bay is starting to kick it in gear. that was one of those deals where you say stop the fight against the Bears. Oh my gosh. It was 31-3 at halftime. I'm sorry, 35-3 at halftime. 35-3 at halftime. Game over. Stop the fight. Throw in the towel. As they say on South Park, they just killed Kenny. So, Tom Brady, 20 for 36, 211, not one, not two, not three, but 4 touchdowns, and now owns the NFL record for the most touchdowns ever thrown in NFL history, over 600. And I thought it was a great gesture. A fan had the football. Tom Brady was like, yo, give old boy another ball and give him a signed jersey. Somebody's like, man, oh gosh, I'm not even going to address it. It's oh my goodness Monday. I'll get back to it after that. That signed jersey is worth a lot. A Tom Brady signed jersey right now, anywhere from, let's say, $75,000 to $150,000 signed jersey, Tom Brady, if you hold it right. That's not a bad trade. There's some that think that the jersey could be valued at up to $500,000. You got a $500,000 signed jersey? Yeah. Here, take this ball right here. That's your game record-breaking ball. Take that. And that jersey, right? Yeah. Run me that. And I get it. T-Barnes said, yeah, but the ball was worth $1 million. But it was Tom Brady's ball, though. I mean, that's his record-breaking ball. If you are a true fan, now, if you're a true fan, you got to get that back. You have to. I couldn't sleep at night knowing I got Tom Brady's record-breaking ball over my mantle, and he wanted it back. That's one of the sports etiquettes. That's what you do. If I'm not mistaken, when Hank Aaron hit the 715, I think whoever caught that ball gave that ball back. I mean, I don't know what they got in return, but I'm almost positive they gave that ball back. So, congratulations, Tom Brady. Congratulations to the fan. Congratulations to Tampa Bay. Those are 2 teams that have hit the gas and are pulling away from the pack. They're no longer running behind the rabbit. The rabbit is Arizona. They're running with the rabbit now. Those 3 teams are pulling away from the pack in the NFC. And all the other teams got to keep up. All the other teams have to keep up. The Rams are trying to keep up. That was an emotional game. That was an emotional, oh my goodness game, because you had the quarterback of the Rams who played for Detroit forever, and then you had the quarterback of Detroit who played for the Rams and was mad that they traded him away. Like, what you got? Skittles and what else? Give them to me. Here's our quarterback. I mean, I'm being facetious. It was a balanced trade. You got our starter, we'll take your starter. But it's all the emotions and the feelings that went with that. And, of course, Matthew Stafford and the Rams got the better of Jared Goff and the Lions. In fact, Goff did what he does, threw 2 interceptions in the loss, and Matthew Stafford did what he does. And that's 3 touchdowns and 0 interceptions in the win. But it just wasn't. I mean, Jared Goff, I know he's emotional about it. I know it hurts. I know it's personal, but your team is not good. Like, I know they tried to win it for Jared, but the team is not good. I mean, there are really three teams that are vying for the worst in football: the Detroit Lions, the Jacksonville Jaguars, and the Houston Texans. And I thought it was going to be Detroit and Houston. I don't know what I thought Jacksonville would be, but I kind of have an idea who they are now. So, again, the NFC, they got some teams that are really starting to, separate themselves from everybody else. Can I give you a win that I'm not impressed with, even though they put up over half 100? I'll be right back after this. Somebody say, AJ, you're hating. I'll be right back. It's Oh My Goodness Monday on the lunch break.
You don't sit behind a desk every day to earn a living. You're out and about making it happen. And sometimes you get a little bit behind on your paperwork, like bookkeeping and paying your taxes. It's easy to get behind on paying your taxes. It happens to the best of us. And you know what happens next. The big bad IRS comes knocking on your door. And when that happens, you need to call the good old boys at the Tax Doctor. Let them do what they do best. Deal and negotiate with the IRS so you pay the lowest you can in back taxes that the law allows. We are a 100% U.S.-based company, and we've saved our clients millions over the years in back taxes. If you owe $10,000 or more in back taxes, call my friends right now at the Tax Doctor and learn more.
800-603-9359. 800-603-9359. 800-603-9359. That's 800-603-9359.
Hello, this is Claude Cummings Jr., Vice President of CWA District 6, reminding you to please vote in the HISD, Sci-Fair, and Aldine Independent School District School Board elections. These elections are so important to our children and our communities.
Yes, Claude, that's correct. My name is Candace Houston. I'm the proud president of Aldine American Federation of Teachers. We have endorsed Zahir Malik, position 4, Nico Matthews, position 3, and Steve Meade, position 5.
Early voting starts Monday, October 18th through October 29th. Election day is Tuesday, November 2nd.
Remember that every vote counts and every vote matters. Please go vote.
Paid for by Houstonians for Working Families.
You're listening to
1140 AM and 92.3 FM. The legendary KYOK.
Do you have high blood pressure or diabetes? Are you over the age of 65 and covered by Medicare? Then pay close attention to this message. Medicare has introduced some new benefits to help consumers during these cautious COVID-19 times. They realize many of you don't want to leave your home to visit a doctor. So now you can get a remote patient monitoring device shipped to your home at little or no cost to you. Now your doctor can identify your problems in real time, which could potentially save your life. Victory Medical can easily ship this monitoring device directly to your home at little or no cost to you. If you have high blood pressure or diabetes and you're covered by Medicare, make this free call right now to see if you qualify for a new remote patient monitoring device. Call now.
800-213-9527. 800-213-9527. 800-213-9527. That's 800-213-9527.
Do you have a home that you don't want anymore? We can buy it from you within 24 hours, any home, size, or condition. For over 20 years, we've been buying homes for cash and helping homeowners sell their homes immediately, with no listings or strangers walking through your home. Are you moving? Did you lose your job? Going through a divorce? Whatever the reason, if you're in a bind and you know that you need to sell your house fast, call the expert team at I Need to Sell My House Fast. We'll make you a serious cash offer to buy your home in 24 hours and let you walk away from it. No listing, no waiting. Sell any home, any size, any condition now. Call the expert team at I Need to Sell My House Fast. Make this free call now.
800-306-1760. 800-306-1760. 800-306-1760. That's 800-306-1760.
My name is Devon McDonald from Jamaica. Play with Indianapolis Colts and listen. You listen to the lunch break.
Yeah. We on the lunch break on the legendary KYOK and the all-new 92.3 FM. We're streaming live, kyokradio.org, on Facebook, on YouTube, and on Twitch. And starting in November, we'll be on Daily Motion and others. So got to give love to Kev, the producer. Kev, I ain't gonna tell you that. I'll wait till he gives me the okay to make the announcement. But anyway, I want to give love to Kev, the producer. All right, real quick, Lions Unity Missionary Baptist Church looking for a pastor. They're located in the historic 5th Ward district of the city. Anyone interested in applying, you need to get your resumes in quickly to Lions Unity Missionary Baptist Church, 3215 Lions Avenue, Houston, Texas, 77020. And if you need more information, call the church, 713-227-3372, 713-227-3372, Lions Unity Missionary Baptist Church, looking for a pastor. All right, let me kill this music real quick. Kill it. All right, so here's the deal. What's Sam Darnold doing over there at Carolina? What's he doing? Ain't doing nothing. They're not going to bring in Cam Newton over there at Carolina, and there are rumors that they are interested in Deshaun Watson after what Sam Darnold has done for the last couple of weeks. Miami, obviously, there's rumors that they're interested. I heard an announcer this weekend say that he believes it's Deshaun's people that put out that the talks are heating up between the Texans and Miami because it's Deshaun that wants to be traded, not the Texans. They don't want to trade him. Deshaun wants to be traded. I don't know if I agree with that take. It could be the case, but I don't know if I just flat out agree with it because I know that there are two people in the front office with the Texans that want to move on from Deshaun, and that's Jack Easterby and Nick Caserio. They want to move on. They don't want him back on the team. Yeah, Cam Newton is not going back to Carolina. Cam Newton needs to be the quarterback in New York with the Jets or New Jersey with the Jets because Mike White is the quarterback now that Zach Wilson's going to be out for a couple of weeks with an injury suffered yesterday. November 2nd is the trade deadline. We'll find out then if and where Deshaun Watson will be traded, if he'll be traded. There's a team that I'm not impressed with, and I know folks are going to come for me because a lot of folks follow this team. You got your quarterback. I'm happy that you got your quarterback, but for some reason, I'm not impressed with anything that they do. Well, AJ, who are you that you have to be impressed? Nobody. I am somebody, but you know, I'm not looking for confirmation or like this team has to impress me. But the New England Patriots beating the Jets 54-13, and the Jets are not good. The Patriots are at best, and anything that Mac Jones does, the Mac Jones fans are going to be just overly excited. So let me give you the Mac Jones stats so everybody can just get real excited. He was 24 for 36 for 307 yards, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions. He ran it for three times for 19 yards. Great job. The Patriots blowing the Jets up 54-13 is unimpressive. AJ, anytime somebody puts up 50 plus in the NFL, it's impressive. No, it isn't. The Jets are bad. The Patriots are the Patriots. No, they don't have TB12, but still, I'm not impressed. Good for them. Congratulations. You're now 3-4. What am I supposed to be excited about? That you're 3-4? You go to the Chargers next weekend. Beat them 54-13, and we'll talk. I'm not going to be impressed what they do. The week after that, they're at Carolina, and then they host Cleveland. Beat them 54-13, and we'll talk. They go to Atlanta. I'm not going to be impressed there. They host Tennessee. Beat them 54-13, and then we'll talk. But here's the game I want to talk about. You go to Buffalo on December the 6th. If the Patriots beat Buffalo and put up 50 points, it doesn't even matter what Buffalo puts up. But if the Patriots put up 50 points against Buffalo and Mac Jones throws 3 touchdowns, no interceptions, I will wear Patriots gear for the rest of the season. I'll wear Patriots gear for the rest of the season. I'll wear a Mac Jones jersey or T-shirt or I love Mac J for the rest of the season. I know I'm not going to have to do it, but I will put it up. I said it a couple of weeks ago. I'll say it again with my chest. One thing I will never have to worry about again is Bill Belichick winning a Super Bowl with this quarterback. I didn't stutter. I said it. Ahem, ahem. Oh, they hung up on me. Listen, call back, whoever you are, call back. I mean, I got so many people trying to check me. You need to start checking with me. I know what I'm talking about. I know what I'm talking about. They're not going to win a chip with Mac Jones. They're not. AJ, you're hating on Mac. I'm not hating on Mac. I've seen enough quarterbacks come and go. He's going to be all right. Look, let me say that. Let me give him the kiss of death. He's a system quarterback. Mac Jones worked well in Steve Sarkisian's system at Alabama, and he's working well in Josh McDaniel's system in New England. Great system quarterback. Hello, you're live on the lunch break. Who's this?
Hey, Dre, how you feel, man?
With my hands, man. How about you?
All right, everything all right. I just tuned in. How long you got before you got a commercial break?
I got a couple 3 minutes.
I remember the night when Hank Aaron hit the home run to break the late great Babe Ruth's home run. He had 715, and I know one of his teammates was Dusty Baker. I remember that night just like it was yesterday.
Yeah.
And so I hope this is not a dumb question, but I know Dusty Baker's going to have a lot of memories going up against his old franchise. How do you think that'll affect him?
That's interesting. I don't think that's an angle that's been explored just yet. I think you are literally ahead of the media game. Nobody that I know of has dove into that. I don't know. I have a feeling that, Dusty, the way he compartmentalizes everything, he'll put it in his proper perspective and be trying to win a chip. But yeah, he's got a lot of history in Atlanta. You're absolutely right.
Yeah, I definitely remember him, Henry Aaron, and Ralph Gard.
Yep.
And Darrell Evans. I think Darrell Evans played with him too.
Yeah.
But go Astros. The reason I'm pulling for him is because of Dusty Baker and Michael Brantley. Hey man, but Pat Mahomes signed that big contract about a year or so ago, and what then happened to Mahomes, man?
He literally has no blocking on that line. I mean, they hit him so many times yesterday that he literally couldn't get up off the mat, man. They had to stop the fight. They had to stop the fight, take him in the tent, smell and salts him up, and then take his helmet away from him, man. They were knocking him around like Pinball Wizard.
Okay, you're getting close to the commercial break. I want to apologize to your callers because last week when I think I called in and I made this dumb comment about it's no really great teams, man. I take that back because I watched Arizona yesterday. I think Arizona might be on to something.
Yeah, I got to say, the 3 teams to beat for me, I just said it right before you called in, Greatest. The 3 teams right now that are separating from the pack are Arizona, of course, Tampa Bay, and Green Bay. Those 3 are separating themselves from everyone else in the pack. And I know there's other one-loss teams, but those 3 teams right there are taking a step ahead of everybody else. And that includes the Rams and Dallas and those other teams.
because it's like, brother, once I get to bragging and feel a little confident about my boy, Baltimore, Lamar, man, I don't know, man. He just, is it his fault that they got blown out yesterday or what, man?
Yeah, no, I mean, I said that as well, Greatest, that Lamar Jackson is having to play quarterback and running back. And he's not a running back playing quarterback. They just don't have any guys stepping up yet in the running game because they had, their top 3 running backs go down with season-ending injuries, and they've had to pull guys off the street. And Lamar Jackson, with him, they ran for 114 yards. Without him, they ran for 29.
Okay, I got a question after the break because I know you got to take a commercial break.
I just got to get ready to hit the top of the hour. Go ahead.
Okay, Tyrod Taylor, is he the forgotten man now? I mean, initially when he got injured, they said it was going to be 2 or 3 weeks.
Yeah.
They're trying to build the team around this young quarterback.
Yeah, Greatest. That's what it is, and you know what it is. I've even said it that Tyrod Taylor will probably not see the field again this year, and unless Davis Mills gets hurt. Because think about it, he's not going to come in and rip off, what are they, 1-6? He's not going to come in and rip off 10 in a row. So now they're just trying to see what they really have with Davis Mills and everybody else, try and get them those reps. So I feel bad for Tyrod Taylor because he came to a house that was a mess, and guess what? It's still a mess.
I feel so sorry for Coach Carly, man. I mean, I can look at him and tell, he trying to be positive, he trying to be upbeat, man. But I know deep inside, man, he's saying, what have I got myself?
Exactly. No, I don't disagree with you there at all.
All right, man. Go ahead and take the commercial break. As always, a pleasure and a privilege to talk to you.
Hey, listen, I got a new hashtag, but don't steal my stuff. Do it for Dusty. Hashtag do it for Dusty.
Okay, that sounds good to me.
You like
Float
it?
like a butterfly. Yeah, I love that. Float like a butterfly, sting like a bee. At this time every day, it's Andre and me. Rumble, young man, rumble.
The greatest of all time. I love my brother. All right, listen, let me get some birthdays in here real quick. And then we'll get ready to hit the top of the hour, man. Coach was so excited to get in here, man. I can't leave him out. So let me hit these birthdays real quick so I can get Coach on. All right, let's see. Hold on. I got to get to my list. I ain't have my list ready, Coach. Don't be mad. I ain't got my helmet yet, Coach. Call timeout. All right, let's see. Birthdays. Happy birthday going out today to the following people. Shalandria Taylor celebrating her birthday with her preaching self. Sandra Taylor celebrating her birthday along with the amazing Brigitte Terry Emery. Troy Caesar, my Newt, celebrating his birthday. That's my Sands as well. Nakima Brown with her amazing self is 42. Byron Stallworth celebrating a birthday along with Anita Gage, Stacy Carlson. Carson Irving is 67. Diana Monk is celebrating a birthday with Derek Parsley. He's 47. Belinda Blackman is 66. Valerie Mason is 60. Alonzo Westmoreland celebrating a birthday with the hilarious comedian Rory Diggs. Kay Willie is celebrating her birthday today, along with Lizette Zunan and Valerie Washington, all celebrating birthdays. On the celebrity list today, we've got none other than the coach, Bobby Knight. All right, let me get your birthdays. Go, Usher.
Oh, go shawty, it's your birthday. Ooh, it's your birthday. Go shawty, it's your birthday. Today's your day. Happy birthday to you.
All right, happy birthday, everybody celebrating birthdays, anniversaries. If I missed you, get me next time, and we'll get it done. I got some special coaches coming up. We're about to take our HBCU Stroll. I was at the stadium. I was at the stadium on Saturday when there was a rain delay, TSU and Alcorn. TSU tried to hang in there, and then Alcorn pulled away in the second half. But we'll talk about all that next on the HBCU Stroll right here on the lunch break on the legendary KYOK.
The legendary 1140 AM KYOK Conroe and 92.3 FM K222CX Houston.
The views and opinions expressed on all radio shows broadcast on KYOK are entirely those of the host, guests, and callers who are entirely responsible for all show content and do not in any way reflect the opinions of KYOK Radio, its sponsors, staff, or management.
All right, y'all. It's that time. It is that time to take that HBCU Stroll right here on the lunch break on the legendary KYOK. And without further ado, you know the coach. You know how he does it. He's my frat brother. He's my noob. And he's the last person to get that championship over at the Texas Southern University. It is none other than Coach Johnnie Cole. Coach Cole, what it do? How you doing? Can you hear me, Coach? Coach Cole, can you hear me? Coach, can you hear me? Uh-oh, we're having some technical difficulties. Coach, if you can hear me, I can't hear you. All right, let's see. Go out and come back in, Coach. Go out and come back in. And Coach Ruffin, are you there?
I'm here. Can you hear me?
I can hear you, but I can't see you, Coach. Where
I'm clicking on the camera, man. I'm clicking on it. They said, I don't know.
Okay, let's see. Coach Cole is back in. And Coach Ruffin, I heard nothing but good stuff about you. Keisha Kelly with Black College Experience told me to tell you, hey, she said you are a great interview.
Oh, man. Thank you, AJ, man. Keisha, she's the best, man. And you having Coach Cole, man, just humble and blessed, man, be on here with these guys, you guys, man. And Coach Cole used to put up a lot of points against me, man. So I definitely know his style of play, man.
Listen, this has got to be bittersweet. Coach Cole, can you hear us? Can we hear you? You muted, Coach. We can't hear you. No, we still can't hear you, Coach. We see you. Coach Cole, go out and come back in one more time. Let's see if that'll fix it. Let's see if that'll fix it. All right, Coach Ruffin, while he's getting that together, I got to tell you, I am a fan of your school. I took my daughter to the Battle of the Bands.
Yeah. Hold on 1 second.
I'm going to take this one off.
Can you hear me?
Yep, we got you. I removed the other one, so you should be good. Let me get Coach Cole on here and see if he's working with us now. Coach Cole, can we hear you now? We still can't hear you, Coach. You talking, but we cannot hear you at all. Nope. Coach Ruffin. Okay, go ahead, Coach Cole. I think we got you now. Nope. Let me give him one more go round. Coach Ruffin.
Yes,
so
sir.
I took my daughter to the Battle of the Bands, and we saw this band from Miles College, and they had this statement that they stay up late, but they graduate. And I mean, she fell in love with Miles College right then. And then when we found out you're the head coach of the team, you know, look, more respect than even before. Tell us about how things are going down there at Miles College for you.
Hey, you know, we had that buzzsaw when we opened up against Alabama State, and then the next week we went to Baton Rouge against Southern, man. So playing two FCS teams back-to-back really took a toll on us. We got beat up pretty bad that Southern game, and we lost a lot of guys, man. And so we finally getting back healthy. We dropped 2 games against Albany State, which is a great program. Yep. They're doing a good job. And then we dropped that Benedict game homecoming, man. I was 10-0 the homecoming, man, until I lost my first homecoming game. You know, I think Johnny might have been the last guy to beat me homecoming. So I lost my homecoming game. So, but we battled back, and guys are getting back healthy, and to come back in divisional play and win against Lane College week before, and Kentucky State this past weekend. We hold our own destiny getting back to the championship in 3P, man. So I'm blessed to the highest.
Man, we gotta say that's great stuff. Again, we got Coach Reginald Ruffin from Miles College. Of course, we got Coach Johnnie Cole.
Can you hear me now?
I think we can hear you now. So, Coach Ruffin was saying the last person to beat him from homecoming was probably you before they ran into a little bit of buzzsaw. What can you tell us about this great young man that we got joining us here on the show today for the HBCU Stroll?
Well, let me say one thing. He's a stand-up guy. He's a person that cares about people. He cares about his culture as well. One thing you don't know about it, he turned the job down to go to Colorado. They flew him out. Of course, the coaching world heard about it. And, we always great when a guy leaves from our conference and get opportunity to go up to the PWI. But this man right here stood for the people, and stood for his staff and actually turned the job down. And, I want to take that and lead to this. We again, I know, AJ, we don't want to beat a dead horse, but, we talk about, the Sanders and the Eddie Georges, how they jumped the line to these jobs. This guy, and this is why I wanted to bring him on, is that this is a guy who's done it the right way. And he's graduated from North Alabama. He's on 3 national championship teams. He chose to stay in Black college. He was a hell of a defensive coordinator, and he did everything the right way. And his name ain't called. Not necessarily for an HBCU job. Of course, we can't even get the other PWI jobs. This guy is qualified four times. I just want to make sure that people see, and this show is about exploiting HBCUs and also exploiting the African-American head football coaches.
Absolutely.
And Reginald Ruffin, he does things the right way.
Now, Coach Ruffin, tell us about that experience and what went into your final decision to not take that job and to stay in the HBCU ranks.
Oh, man, sometimes everybody think you're crazy and you're insane and not taking the opportunity to better your family. Jim McElwain and I go way back, and Alabama had just won the national championship. I had just won my first championship, getting a job at Miles in 2010. And a year later, and we win the first conference championship for the institution. And Jim McElwain calls me and he said, "Hey, I see your picture on the interstate on the board," and said champions, Miles College. And he was like, "That's awesome, man." He said, "Hey, I'm getting ready to take the Colorado State job, and I'd love for you to come in and be my defensive line coach." Of course, that was a big pay increase. And I just got back, man, and met with the president, Dr. French, and I wanted to make sure my staff, somebody would take the job, get the opportunity to move up, keep the guys, together. And the president said, "Well, we did such a great job. I think this job is kind of marketable now that I can get the kind of candidates to come in, and I'm not going to hire from within." And so, at the time, my wife and I, we was up all night. She said, "You can't do these wives like that and these coaches like that,
Wow.
And sometimes I'll be thinking, I said, man, that's the first time I shouldn't have listened to her. But guys, we don't get a lot of chances to get those opportunities. There was no way Johnnie Cole, those kind of guys that didn't get the opportunity to go to the PWIs and coach, head coaching, because we were very successful in what we were doing. I always say the Caucasian man, he does well in Black college as a head coach. He could go to a PWI,
right,
head coach. But what African American does well at an HBCU, he's not going to get that opportunity to go up to a PWI. It's not going to happen.
Yeah.
That's just the world we live in, guys. And that's what's my story on the Colorado State, man. And then 3 years later, man, he was at Florida, man. Florida is the head coach, and I think about, man,
wow,
took this job, man.
Yeah.
Wow.
Now that's interesting. Again, we have to take a break in just a second, right here on the lunch break on the legendary KYOK. But I want to pick up right there where you left off, because a lot of folks don't realize that, in the rare case that we have a coach leaving HBCU to go to a PWI, it doesn't mean that he is going to be able to stay there long term, because a lot of these coaches bounce around and go to other jobs, and now you've got an administration looking at a guy that they didn't hire and that they didn't bring in, and that they might have another candidate or somebody that they prefer to bring in for that job. And then where does that leave you? We're going to have Coach Johnnie Cole, Coach Reginald Ruffin from Miles College when we come back on our HBCU Stroll here on the lunch break on the legendary KYOK. We'll be right back.
If you have $2,000 or more in
Great
credit
job,
card debt,
guys.
then
Great
listen
job.
up. We can reduce or eliminate your interest
Oh
rate.
man, that's the man, AJ.
Up to 50%.
I told him before he came on that somebody highly spoke of him and that he was a great interview. Keisha Kelly with Black College Experience.
Oh wow.
Yeah. She said, "Oh, you're gonna love him."
Way to reduce all of your bills to one lower monthly payment.
Hey, AJ.
So
Johnny
again,
Cole, you score a lot of points, man. Hey, I used to say, man, what does that come up with all this innovative stuff that he's doing, man, on off? You know, when he was at Alabama State, when he was, that Plains, Texas Southern, man. Like, what is this cat doing, man? Hey, and he had the best kick returner in Jacoby Jones. And I used to tell the head coach, he's over the special team, like the kickoff coverage team. I walked to him, I said, Coach, don't kick the ball to this kid. And Coach Slater told me, head coach, he said, I ain't scared of Jacoby Jones. Well, they kicked it to him, Jacoby scored a touchdown kickoff. and so the next time they got ready to line up, I looked down on the sideline, I looked at him, I said, so you about to kick it to him again? And he was like, I ain't scared of him. I said, Coach, he just returned the touchdown. So I looked at the kicker. He had his hand up, getting ready to kick off. I said, I wish you would kick it.
Hold on, you gotta tell that story on there. Hold on, remember every drop of that. Stay right there. One second.
Leaders, elected officials, and political operatives. You know, Clyde, a part of our responsibility is informing
this last right here.
and give them.
And Jacoby Jones was for real, man.
We're asking that
We played Clark University. They kicked it to him. He scored. We kicked it to Clark. They came back and scored. They kicked it back to Jacoby again. He ran it all the way down to the 2.
Beautiful people, this is Major. This is why I love you on the lunch break.
All right, y'all. We're back here on the lunch break on the legendary KYOK and the all-new 92.3 FM. It is our HBCU Stroll with myself and the coach, Johnnie Cole. And joining us today, special guest, head coach from Miles College, is none other than Reginald Ruffin. And you were just telling the story about when you played against Coach Cole. He had a kickoff returner with from my namesake, Jones, Jacoby Jones. Coach Ruffin. Coach is frozen now. Coach, can you hear me?
What?
Coach Lane. Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you now. We can hear you, Coach.
Y'all hear me? I don't know.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Coach. So I hear Cole. You know, he is a high caliber return guy, Jacoby Jones, and I told the head coach, he was handling the kickoff coverage. I said, don't kick this ball to Jacoby. Whatever you do, don't kick it to Jacoby. Well, coach comes in, and he said, I'm not scared of Jacoby. He kicks it. And I'm walking down on the other end. Jacoby runs right by me, scoring the touchdown. And so I looked down on the sideline. I said, so we was getting ready to line up again. I said, Coach, you're not going to kick this ball to this kid. I know. He said, I'm not scared of Jacoby Jones, Coach Ruffin. And the kicker raised his hand to get ready to kick off. And I looked at the kicker, and I did this. I said, I wish you would kick that ball to Jacoby Jones. And the kicker kicked it out of bounds, and the coach went ballistic. He was crying. He was about ready to fire me on the sideline.
Listen. Better to take those 5 yards than to give up that touchdown, huh?
Oh, my God. Kick it out of bounds. Hey, and then the last of that story, we kicked it away from Jacoby, and the guy caught the ball and pitched it back to him, and he still returned it, man.
Oh, wow.
Just kick it out of bounds. Onside kick it. Give us a chance.
Coach Cole, where did you find this young man, Jacoby Jones? Coach Cole, did we lose you? We're having some technical difficulties today. Coach Cole, can you hear me? He's smiling, but he ain't responding. We can't hear you, Coach. All right, let me see if he can go out and come back in. All right. Coach Ruffin, do me a favor. Tell me about so you turned down the Colorado State situation, and then shortly after that, the coach that you were going to be there with ended up in Florida. What could have and what most likely would have happened to you if you had been left on that staff and a new administration, new head coach had come in?
Well,
oh,
you
man,
can
this
hear
is
me.
not my –
AJ,
okay,
can you still hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now. Coach Ruffin? I can't hear either one of them. All right, both of y'all go out, come back in. I apologize. I don't know what's happening with our feed today. Because, Coach Cole, I can't hear you either. All right, we'll try and get that fixed out. I want to hear these two coaches immensely. I'm not sure what's going on with our feed today, but we're trying to get it done on our side. All right, Coach Ruffin, you're there. Can you hear us?
Yeah, I hear you, AJ. So,
all right, Coach Cole, how about you? We can't hear you, Coach. All right, Coach Ruffin, go ahead and tell us what could have happened with that new administration.
Well, you know, that new administration, you know, normally 9 times out of 10, they try to keep some continuity with having some leftovers from the staff. You know, you can't always get rid of everybody, you know, and they actually had a great season to go into a bowl game, win a bowl game, and before Coach McElwain gets the job at Florida. So you got to have some kind of stability with those guys that's returning, guys that's in the program, make sure grades and, you know, guys are doing what they need to do in the classroom and, you know, continue working out that continuity that you need. And so the administration got to take some pride in making sure they keep that stability inside that program. You know, so I don't know which way, you know, my only thing is having that opportunity. I probably would have had the opportunity to go with Coach in Florida. That's the kind of person I am, kind of coach I am.
Okay.
But I'm also the kind of guy, if it takes me to be, you know, at that institution, you know, to continue doing my job. And that's just the molding and building of young men and keeping them productive and guys that's doing the right things, man, and all the time when nobody's watching. And that's just my motto, man.
Yeah, no, I can definitely feel that about you, Coach Ruffin. Let me ask this. You know, a lot of folks feel like since Deion Sanders got to Jackson State, now all of a sudden you've got more eyes on the HBCU product than you had before. Do you agree with that, disagree with that, and what would you say about the state of HBCU football right now?
Well, you know, Deion has come in and has taken it to a whole new level, you know, with the scene of social media, you know, the attention with ESPN. We got a few games on ESPN, but, you know, we still on ESPN2 and U and 3+ and all of that. And so that platform has been good for our HBCUs because you got to understand, you know, HBCUs didn't have an opportunity, you know, to go to PWIs and student athletes back in the day, man. And so some of your great legendary Walter Payton, Jerry Rice, those guys were all HBCU guys. They're all NFL Hall of Famers. When you look at Grambling, man, you look at Jackson State, the number of NFL Hall of Famers. So to get that opportunity to come back, you know, and to bring it back because this is where it's all started. It started at HBCUs, but our HBCUs has to do a better job for our student athletes, man. We should have the best facility. I had the best of the world, man, at the PWI, University of North Alabama, man, from a uniform standpoint, from a facility standpoint, from, you know, hotels night before the game, all of this stuff that when you get to HBCUs that you don't see a lot of, you know, I had that experience. And now you look at Clemson University had a $55 million renovation, and now they got an $85 million new facility. They renovated $55 million, then say, hey, that ain't good enough. They built $85 million, and it's like the Jones getting richer, and richer. And it seems like I want our administration and HBCUs to understand that our student athletes deserve better, man. And I believe if you give them the resources that they need, man, they're gonna be better givers, better people when it comes to supporting the HBCUs, and because of that experience they had at HBCUs. Man, when your facility is bad, you ain't getting what you need, man. It's gonna be hard to come back and give back to something that was very bad to me when I was, a student athlete. And that's what I tell our president is I can't be the coach if we can't upgrade facilities and give these student athletes what they need. And that's what they're doing at PWIs. And you and AJ, you and Johnny, Coach Cole should know, if you go to a PWI, they got the greatest facilities for all their student athletes. I don't care if it's NAIA, Division III, Division II, FCS, FBS. If you go do your research and go pull a PWI, they are facilities bar none.
Yeah. Coach Cole, can we hear you? Still no volume, Coach. Coach, do me a favor. Take your headpiece off. Take your AirPods off for a second. Let me see if that works. I don't know if he can hear us. Coach Ruffin, while he's trying that, let me ask you this question. Is it an alumni problem or is it an administration problem?
I think it's a little bit of both, but it's more of an administration problem because, if you sit in that top, you get the best of both worlds when it comes to academic and athletic. That's what our motto at Miles is: we educate, we dominate, we graduate. And 9 out of the last, since I've been here as head coach for 4 years. So for 9 of the years I've been here, 5 out of the 9 years, student athlete, 3 football players has been a Val or a Sal in the graduating class at Miles.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So.
Oh, wow. Now that sounds a lot now.
Athletes. Yeah. So our student. Yeah, it's the freshman of the conference. I was Jesse freshman of the year. I was All-American at the University of North Alabama. I broke the sack record, Division II, single season UNA. Master, I graduated 3.5 years of college. I got a master's. I got an EDS. And I say, listen, mind is a terrible thing to waste. You got to get your education. And what better way to get the best of both worlds? It's no longer playing, because you got to have an ACT score now to go to college. You got past 12 hours to be eligible. So you got to go to class. You got to get it. And so what better way of doing it as being great? If you're a student athlete, you get the best of both worlds, man. Academically, athletically, and you are a different kind of student, man. Because a lot of students ain't doing what you're doing: practicing, meetings, weights, and going to class, study hall. A lot of them ain't doing that. And so you being scrubbed, when you become that father, you become that husband, you become that man, that employee that works, you're going to be prepared, man. You're going to be prepared, and you being prepared on a daily basis. So AJ, so that's for me, man, it's just for us to have an opportunity. And I'm so proud that when I get a student athlete, 8 or 28 on the CT, and is a great athlete on the field. Man, can you imagine that? He could have went to Stanford. He could have went to an Ivy League, but man, he come here. He chose to play for me, and and that makes me so excited. And then I'm always trying to win that battle and Sal. His bets going on between the head coaches that hey, it's gonna be a football player this year winning battle Victoria. It's gonna be a football player winning. That's what we banking on.
I love that. I absolutely love that. That's one of the many things that attracted me to the guy next to you, Coach Johnnie Cole, is how much he cared about the student athletes off the field as opposed to just on the field. Because I saw him, taking them to church and being involved in their lives as people, as well as coaching them up as players. Coach Cole, can we hear you? Look, I'm mouthing him. It's not working, Coach.
Yeah.
All right. Coach Ruffin,
He-
listen, we only have a couple of minutes left, but do me a favor. If you could say something to a young man who's trying to decide between a Power Five or a Group of Five or a 1AA PWI versus a Miles College or an HBCU, what would you say to them? Coach, can you hear me?
First off, I tell them, it's an honor, for you to have the opportunity to have all these offers and all these people looking out. Yeah, can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. Go ahead.
Okay. So for me, it's an honor to tell the student athlete to get this amount of coverage and press and media, to have the opportunity to go to anywhere you want to go. Number one, you did a great job for us being in the classroom, because if you hadn't done it in the classroom, these guys, these institutions wouldn't be looking at you. Number two, right. If you get the opportunity to play for a guy, for me, it's not about brick and mortar, it's about flesh and blood. Okay, that you're going to have somebody that's going to train you up in the way you should go. And when you're older, just like the word says, you're never going to depart from it. You're going to get a good quality education. I'll make sure you go to class, make sure you do all the things that it takes for you to be a man, a man that's going to be great for his family, a man that's going to be great for the institution, great for the community, and everything that he touches is going to be so powerful, because we are building man and changing lives. So when you come here and play for me, you know that you come here that you're going to get an education, a good quality education. You're going to come here and dominate. You're going to come here and dominate. You're going to come here and graduate. And when that's all said and done, the sky's the limit. It don't matter where you go. If you're great, you can go to the NFL from a Division II, a NAIA, Division I, FCS.
Right.
Yes, you can go anywhere. It's not about that. What it is about relationship. And so, yes, we may not have the greatest facility that the University of Alabama may have, or Georgia, or or Samford, or a Youngstown State. But what you're going to get, man, you're going to get love. You're going to get tough love. You're going to get hands-on. That we're going to make sure you go to class. We're going to make sure you pull your britches up. We're going to make sure you say, yes, sir, no, sir, yes, ma'am, no, ma'am. Going to do the right things that it takes for you to change the mentality. You can be from something, but not of something. You know what I'm saying? So I'm from the inner city. So, but I'm not of the inner city. That's why I tell people. So where I come from, I knew that I had to get it, because mama dropped me out with a duffel bag. And she said, you better get your lesson. You better not worry about coming home. You better graduate. And it ain't about that football. And so I knew what my goal was. And that's why I tell young man, you can't come here. And I know the man up above is looking on me to make sure I'm making sure you get it, because I got to give account. And according to you, when I go to heaven, I got to give account for what did I do for this young man that was under my tutelage, under my leadership.
Coach Ruffin, that's outstanding. Listen, now I know why not only are you guys leading the western part of the SIAC, but you're leading off the field as well. Coach, you're doing a great job. You have blessed us beyond measure over here on the lunch break for the HBCU Stroll. Tell everybody where they can find you and follow you and all the great work that you're doing over there at Miles College.
Oh, man, you can just go on our Twitter feed, Miles Football, on Twitter, man. And so I'm Coach Ruffin, man, 5500 Myron Massive Boulevard, Fairfield, Alabama, 35064. Hey, you come here to Bell Hall, you get no other than the man himself, Coach Ruffin. And what I always tell people, that we not only walk it, but we talk it. And when we talk it, we walk it. And so I love you guys. AJ, thank you guys for having me. And it's a blessing, man. You keep doing what you're doing for the HBCU world, not only for the HBCU world, but for African-American people that you're touching live daily basis around the world, man. Thank you, AJ.
Thank you so much, Coach. We appreciate you. You be safe out there.
I'm back.
There you go. And we can hear you now. So why don't you go ahead and send your friend off right, okay?
Well, AJ, we only bring the best on this show that's going to talk real talk. I started off by saying what kind of man he is, as you can see. I think there's some opportunities out there. People need to stop passing up on him because of somebody's color of their skin. I think Coach Ruffin can lead.
He was talking such good talk, and then he froze up on us.
I know.
Am I
He's got in
froze?
debate.
Okay, you back.
There
You
you
back.
go.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah.
And you froze. Yeah. Coach Cole is look, when we saying good stuff, the universe ain't happy, but you just keep doing what you're doing, Coach Ruffin. And I mean that. You just keep doing what you're doing because you are definitely making an impact on and off the field. We appreciate you, man.
Thank you, AJ.
All right. God bless. All right. What a great interview. Coach Cole, I'm gonna get him back on in 1 second. Let me get ready to take a quick break right here on the lunch break on the legendary KYOK and the all-new 92.3 FM. We're streaming live on kyokradio.org, and I want you to stick and stay right there because we got more coming up right after this on the lunch break on the legendary KYOK.
The Table Talk with your boy, TD Blackshear, every Tuesday from 10 to 11 a.m. on the legendary KYOK, 1140 a.m. and 92.3 FM. See you there.
Hi, I'm Linda J. I recently purchased 4 new tires from OMG Tires and More, located at 3124 Tidwell between 59 and Jensen. TK got me in and out in less than 30 minutes. While there, I got my car washed. Do you need rims for your car? OMG has them too. OMG Tires and More is your one-stop shop for all your tire needs. So give them a call at 832-767-3211. That's 832-767-3211. Conveniently located at 3124 Tidwell between 59 and Jensen on the north side.
Hi, I'm Larry Scott, host of the Not So Christian and Me Show. Join me Saturdays for great fun, interviews, music, and the latest news surrounding our world today. We are the show that cares to hear your voice and opinion with real conversation in a no judgment zone. So join me Saturdays from 1 to 2 p.m. on the Not So Christian and Me Show, right here on the legendary KYOK Radio, 1140 a.m. and the all-new 92.3 FM and kyokradio.org.
Hey, what's up? This your boy James Fortune, and you are listening to The Lunch Break. Keep it locked.
All right, y'all. We are back here on the lunch break on the legendary KYOK, all new 92.3 FM, streaming live, kyokradio.org, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Twitch. Sorry about the technical difficulties. Trying to get those right, but what a great interview with Coach Reginald Ruffin from Miles College. What a great man who happens to be a coach, has football players that are the salutarians and valedictorians of their graduating classes. Now, I'm just going to say this. There ain't a lot of colleges where that's happening. It's some, but we're going to recognize the fact that it's happening over there at Miles College. And, oh, yeah, by the way, they are in first place on the western half of the SIAC. They are 3-2 in conference play. Kentucky State is 2-2. Tuskegee 2-2. Lane 2-2. And Central State 0-4. On the east side, Albany State undefeated 4-0. Savannah State 4-1. Fort Valley 3-1. Morehouse 3-1. Clark, Atlanta 0-4, and Benedict 0-4. So there you go. There you go. You know, if you go power rankings, Albany State number 1, Savannah State 2, Fort Valley State 3, Morehouse 4, and Miles number 5. They're in the top 5 in their respective conference. So nothing but love for them. Nothing but love with them. I see you, Desiree. Welcome to the show. It has been a while. Big Time Floyd, hello, AJ, Johnny, and the Breakers. Really enjoy you guys chop it up on the HBCUs every week. Go Astros. Appreciate you, man. Coach Cole, come back. Okay. All right. He's working some things out on his side. We got to get our power rankings for the SWAC. Tell you, I was at that TSU game. And let's see if we got him here. Coach Cole, can you hear me?
Man, can you hear me now?
I can hear you loud and clear.
Yeah, man. I'm on a computer now, man. I got.
All right, no problem. No problem. No problem. So can you hear me pretty clear?
Yes, sir. I can hear you great.
All right. I was just running down the standings over in the SIAC, and Miles College, #1 on the west side.
Right.
And hey, coach is doing a great job over there. They're 3-2 and got a chance to end up in that SIAC championship game.
Yeah, without a doubt. Miles has been up in that conference for the last 10 years since he's been there. And, the championship got to go through his team on that west side.
Yep.
And he's been doing a fabulous job up there. They got some great coaches in that conference.
I was just going to say that. They definitely got some great coaches in that conference because they are, I'm not going to say they're beating each other up, but Albany State 4-0, Savannah State 4-1, Fort Valley 3-1, and Morehouse 3-1 on that east side. So, yeah, they got to figure that out and see who's going to take on Miles in that championship.
And let me give you some FYI. Do you know they got 2 Caucasian coaches, head coaches in that conference?
I do. I do know.
Out of 10 teams, that's 20%. Name another conference besides HBCU conference got over 20% of head coaches that are black.
There aren't any.
Or coordinators.
Yeah.
They're not even 20%.
Right.
But,
and that's what I don't, that's why I don't argue with and rebut people who say, oh, you're making it all about race. No, I'm not. We're just talking facts. And just like I said, in HBCU football, they're a lot more welcoming and a lot more willing to hire guys based on their merits than they are on the PWI side. And it's just a fact. It's not me promoting race.
If you play their game, the numbers don't lie.
Right.
The numbers don't lie.
Yep. It is a fact. In fact, I pulled up a report the other day. I shared it with a colleague of mine about the number of major college football teams that have never had a black head coach.
That's some in 2021. But, when he was telling you about the opportunity he turned down, there's some other coaches. I mean, for myself, when I was a coach at the University of Cincinnati, my office was next to John Harbaugh's office. Matter of fact, me and him sat next to each other up in the press box. And, I had never been a guy that, I always wanted to be the big fish in the little pond. And I'm not making any excuses or feeling sorry for myself, but I decided to go and coach in black college football and stay there because I figured that I could be the big fish in the little pond and take us to that level. But all that, once again backfired, just like Ruffin is talking, it really backfired. You trying to stand there and you want to try to take your race to the next level, you run into all those type of issues.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. It is unfortunate. But I'm one of those first thing first guys. I want to make sure that, similar to what Coach Ruffin was saying, and you've said before, about getting the support from the alumni and the administration at the HBCUs so that they can have the best facilities, programs, education available for our students and our student athletes.
Right. But what I know, AJ, you got to help yourself first.
Gotcha.
And I think, some HBCUs are not helping themselves first, and making sure that funds and stuff is put away and put that president on a hot seat and go, and there's ways that make money. When I was traveling at Tennessee State, we would go around and play Eastern Kentucky, Western Kentucky. And when we walked in these stadiums, one side of the stadium was huge. And, of course, me, I'm inquisitive. I asked some questions. I said, well, why is this side, which was the home side, pretty? Well, what they did was put the physical education department underneath. So they were able to get educational monies. You see how they play the game?
Yep.
And that's how they played the game. And I'm thinking, I'm an economist, and if it works for you, it'll work for me. You know what I mean? So if I got to put the rec center, the physical education department underneath the bleachers, You know, it's a building just with bleachers on the outside. Then that's what I got to do to be able to produce it. You got to find ways to make it happen.
Yeah. What's interesting is I'm aware of an area in Houston, outside of Houston, a little area called Katy, and they were trying to build $105, $110 million football stadium and sports and athletic facility. And I'm thinking to myself, if they building this on the high school level, what about TSU? What about Prairie View? And guess what? Both of those are state-run institutions. Why are they not getting funds to be able to do those things so that these kids can have the kind of education and facilities that they need to be successful?
See, this is what they do to us. I was up in Tennessee State, and we played on campus and called a hole. The hole probably is about 70 years old. Well, again, they tricked us again and saying that, okay, we're gonna make you guys a part of Titan Stadium. Well, here's the trick. They need the state school to get the state funding. So they say, oh yeah, we'll let them use it. But then when you use it, they give you a little locker room over there, and then they tell you when you can use it. So and you know, they don't use your colors. That's the same thing just happened to Texas Southern. You know, they brought the Dynamos in. They needed state funds. All right, Texas Southern, you guys look for a stadium. We're gonna make this a part of your stadium. And then they put orange seatings in it. And I was there during the time. I said, well, if it's one thing, don't do, make the seats at least gray, because they are orange and gray, and we are maroon and gray. They made the seats orange. You're not welcome there. We don't get concessions there.
I don't want to sound pessimistic, but we want your money. We not necessarily sure we want you. So, Coach Cole, stand by. Got to take a break. When we come back, let's do our power rankings and let's do our picks for this week on the lunch break. It's the HBCU Stroll with the Coach Johnnie Cole and myself here on the legendary KYOK All Do 92.3 FM.
You see what I mean, AJ?
About making it happen.
We get food in that. And the people make decisions don't understand the bottom line of what's happening. All they looking at is the sweet box and we're in a stadium, but it ain't our stadium. It's because you make the money off of concessions and parking.
Boys at the tax doctor, let them do it. Negotiate with the IRS so you pay the lowest you can.
Coach, I was there. I saw it. Saw it for myself.
Was that your first time in it?
No.
If you owe $10,000 or more in back taxes, call my friends right now at the Tax Doctor and learn more.
800-603-9359. 800-603-9359. 800-603-9359. That's 800-603-9359.
Hello, this is Claude Cummings Jr., Vice President of CWA District 6, reminding you to please vote in the HISD, Sci-Fair, and Aldine Independent School District School Board elections. These elections are so important to our children and our communities.
Yes, Claude, that's correct. My name is Candace Houston. I'm the proud president of Aldine American Federation of Teachers. We have endorsed Zahir Malik, position 4, Nico Matthews, position 3, and Steve Meade, position 5.
Early voting starts Monday, October 18th through October 29th. Election day is Tuesday, November 2nd.
Remember that every vote counts and every vote matters. Please go vote.
Paid for by Houstonians for Working Families.
You're listening to 1140 AM and 92.3 FM. The legendary KYOK.
Break with AJ Jones on 1140 AM and 92.3 FM.
All right, y'all, back here on the lunch break on the legendary KYOK and the all-new 92.3 FM. We're taking our HBCU Stroll with the Coach Johnnie Cole and myself, and we're about to give you our power rankings and about to give you who we think is going to win this weekend in the SWAC. All right, Coach Cole, let's go power rankings first. Who you got number 1 in the SWAC this week?
Jackson State Tigers.
All right, J State for you. And for me, I'm going Jackson State. All right, who you got number 2?
Prairie View A&M.
Prairie View. I'm going PVU myself. All right, number 3.
Alcorn State.
Okay, you might be on something. You might be on something. You must have looked at my list before I got started, right? Because you don't normally track with me like that. All right, I'm going with the same thing with you right there. All right, who you got at number 4?
Florida A&M.
You got FAMU.
Yes. Don't be switching yours now.
I'm not. I'm writing them down. I'm trying to make sure I got yours right. Because I get in trouble when I post both of ours on Twitter. So I got to make sure I got them right. I got FAMU at number 4 as well. Who you got at number 5 though?
I got Alabama State.
Yeah, see that's where we differ. You got Alabama State, and I know you got that based on them being 2-2. I'm going with Grambling at number 5 for me.
Wow. Well, we're going to find out about Alabama State and Alabama A&M next week, or is it this week? It's this week, the Magic City Classic.
That's right. This week. All right, who you got at number 6, Coach?
I got Southern University.
You got Southern. At number 6, I'm going Alabama State. At number 7, who you got?
Grambling.
You got GSU. That's where I'm putting Southern. Number 8, Coach, who you got?
Alabama A&M.
Alabama A&M. Alabama A&M for me too. All right, who you got at number 9?
It's the bottom, huh? The bottom. Yep. Number 9, Mississippi Valley State.
I got Mississippi Valley State at number 9 as well. Who you got at number 10?
My Tigers, Texas Southern.
I got TSU right there, and I really thought about putting TSU over Mississippi Valley State by how they hung with Alcorn, but at the end of the day, I got to put them where they belong, right there at number 10. At number 11, who you got?
Arkansas Pine Bluff.
That's where I got them as well. And at number 12, you and I both got Bethune-Cookman.
Bethune-Cookman.
All right. Now, let's look at these games. Let's look at these games, Coach, for this week. Let's see. This is week number 9 in the SWAC. First games, Saturday, October 30th at 2 o'clock. Arkansas Pine Bluff against your alma mater. Who you got?
Wow, that's a tough one. I'm gonna go with the Tigers at TSU.
I paused for a reason. I'm trying to see if you want to change your pick.
We just got to cut the turnovers down. We've been turning the ball over. I think we got 5 turnovers in the last 2 games. You can't win games like that. Pine Bluff is still struggling, trying to find himself, and we good on offense, and we getting better on defense.
Yeah, because I got to tell you, man, that second half of that TSU Alcorn game was night and day. Night and day. They were right there with them, and then turnovers and having that defense out there too long, that cost them.
They've done that 2 weeks in a row. They also done it with Grambling. Grambling picked the fumble up and ran at 75 and picked the ball up and scored. So the offense is definitely it's one thing to have a turnover, then it's another thing for them to pick it up and score.
Absolutely. Okay, the game that's going to have all eyes on it in the SWAC, Alabama State, Alabama A&M. Alabama A&M is hosting that one. Who you got?
Well, I believe in defense, and Alabama State's defense is better than Alabama A&M's, so I'm going with Alabama State.
All right. I feel like something's going on at Alabama A&M that we don't know about. For them to implode the way that they have imploded, I feel like that's some off-the-field stuff or locker room stuff is what I'll call it. And you know better about that than I do. are there times, and I'm not talking about coaches losing locker rooms, because that to me is something that the media made up and they use it like it's a real thing. But are there times when there's things going on with your players that you literally have no control over?
Well, usually, you do have what we call police cops in the locker room, players that you're very close to, and that's why during my coaching time, I would have a set of players that I depended on to make sure that the locker room is running right. Number one, hopefully I don't know what that is. And number two, I'm gonna have some coaches too with their ears to the ground, and sometimes coaches can be a part of that.
Yeah.
When success comes, everybody wants their part. And being in this game and sitting in the head coach's position, I've been an assistant coach, before on a national championship team. Everybody got to take their place, and so that can't happen. You're coming off a championship year, you had great offense, got a great quarterback, things are going right, and then all of a sudden in 6 months, you can't win a game.
Yeah.
You're right. Something is going on, and Coach Maynard's got to find that out, and he's got to put water on that fire.
Yeah.
Or it can sleep for a while.
See, that's the thing. Coach Maynard hadn't forgotten how to coach. Akil Glass hadn't forgotten how to play quarterback. The team has not forgotten how to play. Something else, in my opinion, is going on, and that's why I'm going with Alabama State over A&M as well in that one. Grambling at FAMU. Who you got?
Great game. Both teams got great defense, but I'm gonna get an edge offensively. Florida A&M. Seems like Coach Simmons has now got the kid rolling and got that offense rolling, and they scoring some points. So I'm gonna go with Florida A&M.
Yeah, Camilio, I know you listening over there at the airport, IAH. Thanks to all the people that listen over there to us on the HBCU Stroll. I'm going with FAMU, the Rattlers over the G-Men, over the Fam. Now, let me tell you something, though. This, to me, is going to have the best battle of the bands with the world fame marching band versus the marching 100 of FAMU. It's going to be, man, I wish I can tune into that halftime show for that one right there. I know you want to say something about your little TSU team marching band. We ain't talking about y'all right now.
Nah, hey, I'm with you now. I'm Black College, baby. I don't see that.
Okay. I was waiting on you to say something about the Ocean.
They gonna show up and show out.
Yeah,
so,
absolutely.
Man, that's gonna be a great time. That's a game that you need to just go see and go see the halftime.
Absolutely. Now, what about this one? It's the Battle of Mississippi. It's Jackson State at Mississippi Valley State. Who you got?
Woo, Coach. And the reason why I'm battling on that, Mississippi Valley played great defense. Okay, they struggle offensively, and of course, Jackson State got a great, solid team. But Valley can fool you. As you see, they got going last week against Florida A&M, almost pulled it off. And I'm gonna go with Jackson State. But I won't be surprised if it don't turn out to be a tough game.
Okay. All right. Now listen, I have picked FAMU to win the SWAC. So I need Jackson State to lose a game or two. And if they happen to lose this one, I won't be mad. But I'm going with Jackson State until I can't go with Jackson State. I got them winning that one. It'll be a good game, though, Coach. It'll be a good game.
They're going to win it on out.
And then, man, can Southern win another game? I'm not saying that facetiously. Man, Southern ran into a buzzsaw for their homecoming against Prairie View. They got Alcorn coming to town Saturday at 6. Who you got?
Well, you need to make a call to your old teammate down there that he got to do a better job on that defensive side of the ball, man. They got to figure that thing out. You had guys, receivers running wide open. When they played Texas Southern a week ago, getting upset by a team ain't won a game in 3 years. And then they got this massive offensive line They successful running the football.
Yeah.
But if you're that successful running the football, you should be even better throwing the ball.
Yeah.
Offensively, I think they should be able to throw the ball better. But all the passes is off the play action and trying to get it deep. They got to figure that thing out, or they're going to figure themselves out the door.
Yeah.
So, hopefully they can get it together this week.
Yeah. So who you got?
Southern and
Alcorn.
Alcorn State.
You got Alcorn over SU. I'm going Alcorn over SU.
Alcorn is playing for something. Southern is playing for pride.
Coach, we got the exact same picks this week, so I will not get beat this week, and I'm happy about that. I'm happy about that.
Yes.
All right, Coach, listen, I got to shout out to one of my other teammates. He has talked to Coach Washington over there at Southern. Big shout out to Chuck Cormier. He used to be, and he ran the ball just like that at Tulane. But, Coach, give me a surprise player in the SWAC, somebody that's not on anybody's radar that you've come across that you would like to shout out to. I want to start repping a coach and a player each week in the SWAC.
I'm gonna have to go up from Houston over to Prairie View A&M. The kid's name is what he can do. His name is Pass, and he just he's a senior, transferred from Louisville, working on his master's. I don't know the kid personally, but when I look the way he plays, the way he's under control, he throws the ball exceptionally well. He can make every throw. He can throw the deep ball, the long ball, the get-to-you ball, the screen ball, and he can take off and run.
Yeah.
And he's the difference. He's taking that team and that program and put it on his shoulders. And, I have to go with Coach Dooley. I mean, Dooley has always been known as a great offensive guy. He's got a passer now. I mean, man, he's sipping on champagne. When he film, he already know it. He probably sit with his quarterback because that's how the kid plays. The kid actually plays like a coach on the field.
Right.
Of course, I love Secure Sanders, quarterback of Jackson State. I mean, the kid's a freshman. You can tell he's well taught. He's poised. Sometimes he's a little poised, stay in the pocket a little too long. But he makes the throw. He can make all the throws. The great thing about him as a young kid that you don't see is he don't get them beat.
Right.
He don't get them beat. So if I want to reach out and say those the guys that are turning things around and getting things done, that jumps out to me.
Yep, I will amen those. I'm gonna let you cover that segment each week. I want you to highlight a player and a coach in the HBCU ranks. We want to give them some love and celebrate them. So, Coach, tell everybody where they can find you and follow you. We got to get ready to go.
Oh man, Johnnie Cole on Facebook. Also, Johnnie Cole Hobo, HOBO, Big Play on Twitter, and Cold Blooded #9 on Instagram.
Well, Coach, you keep doing what you're doing, man. A lot of eyes on you. I got my season credentials for all sports Saturday at the stadium. So I got basketball, baseball, track, and tennis, and I owe that all to you. So thank you, Coach.
Well, look here. I promise Coach Granger that I want to be a part of that athletic department, even if I got to do it from afar.
Yeah. Well, they will be better served with you as a part of it. So, again, thank you for all that you do, all that you've done, and I can't wait to see what they're going to do with you next, Coach. So we'll talk to you next week on the HBCU Stroll.
Go Tigers!
Oh, my gosh. Take care, Coach. We'll talk to you soon. That's the Coach Johnnie Cole. You know how we do it. It's the HBCU Stroll right here on the lunch break on the legendary KYOK. We got to get ready to go. Sybil Wilkes is, none other than Donnie McClurkin up next with the Donnie McClurkin Show. He'll give you the best in gospel music, the latest in the gospel music industry. Donnie does this thing every Monday through Friday from 2 to 3. And, of course, tomorrow it's the Astros and the Braves. Game 1 of the World Series. Hashtag do it for Dusty. Don't take my stuff. And then, of course, tonight you got the Saints at Seattle. Monday Night Football. That'll kick off at 7:15 Central. As always, let's not be divided. Let's be united. I love you. There is nothing you can do about it, so don't you dare even try. All right, y'all. Y'all take care. We'll talk to you later.
The legendary 1140 AM KYOK Conroe and 92.3 FM K222C